Good morning and welcome to the Rockingham County Board of Commissioners meeting of November 14, 2024. Please join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have our full Board of Commissioners here today, starting with Commissioner Coyle.
Good morning.
And Commissioner Cherichello. Good morning. Myself, Commissioner Gaudu, acting as your chair. And we'll move right along into our consent agenda.
Sure. I move to approve the November 14th, 2024 accounts payable list total of $2,942,074.09.
Yeah. Any discussion on this motion? Seeing none. Commissioner Cherichello?
Yes.
Commissioner Coyle?
Yes.
And I vote yes. All right, next we have a request from
Commissioner's update.
Excuse me. Boy, that was quick. All right, any commissioners have any updates to share today?
I'll share. I thought the conference was fantastic. And it was really, we attended some great sessions. I thought it was really educational. Frankly, loved every minute of the session I attended. And it was also nice to celebrate some of the award recipients. Congratulations, I'll just say, Catherine, because you're on the screen and overall, and Jude, your team, it was really nice, really lots of great award recipients, and that's about it. It was great. Thanks.
Yeah, I agree. It was a great conference. We enjoyed our time and it was very educational. All right, moving right along. Bid waiver request on A3 Communications.
I move to approve the A3 Communications proposal and bid waiver request in the amount of $82,988 for the expansion of the card access system in the long-term care facility and authorize the acting chair to sign all necessary documents as recommended by the Senior Director of Facilities Planning and IT.
Second.
Any discussion on this bid waiver request?
Only that the bid rate just is more for, this is consistent where it's a bid waiver request because we're using this system. We already have it in place. It's simply expansion. And furthermore, it is all budgeted for.
You really don't have any choice here.
Well, it's good. It's great for security, good for access. Everything is, infrastructure is good.
Okay, on the motion, Commissioner Cherichello.
Yes.
Commissioner Coyle?
Yes.
And I vote yes. All right, next, intergovernmental transfer agreement.
I move to approve the fiscal year 2025 intergovernmental transfer agreement IDT with the New Hampshire DHHS for a net obligation of $18,632,665 in accordance with RSA 167:18A and Exhibit A of the agreement, and authorize the acting chair to sign all necessary documents as recommended by the Senior Director of Finance.
Second.
Any discussion on this motion?
Just one little quick point. This is also what CMS requires the state to have in place to give us monies that are really Medicaid monies for the quarterly MQIP and then the annual pro share amounts. So it goes both ways. And that dollar amount is just the net county cap.
Right.
That is in our budget.
Exactly.
All right. Thank you for that explanation. Commissioner Coyle?
Yes.
Commissioner Cherichello?
Yes.
And I vote yes.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to Human Resources. American Red Cross Use of Facility Agreement. Change of language discussion.
I move to approve. Oh, I'm sorry. There's no, just as discussion. So the significant part of this is that they want to eliminate the indemnification language, and so to the use of the facility. And I mean, because it is dealing with drawing blood and collecting blood, and I would not be inclined to adopt their changes.
I agree completely. We've developed this form to protect the county, and this opens us up to potential liability, which is not necessary. If they want to use this facility, I think they need to go along with the established standards that we've put together. So I would suggest that we send the form back to the Red Cross and say, if you'd like to sign it as is, you can use the facility, but otherwise we're not going to accept any changes.
I have nothing else to add. I think you both did good job.
Okay. All right, moving on, general leave requests.
I move to approve a general leave request for an environmental services employee, EG, with county portions of all benefits to continue for the period of November 1st, 2024 through January 18th, 2025, as recommended by the Senior Director of Long-Term Care Services.
Second.
Any discussion on this?
Allison, I had a question. It looks like there was an adjustment from the 31st of January to the 18th. Is that because it's anticipated that
I'm looking for an update mid-month. So I want to, supposedly there's going to be something that will happen in December, the 1st or so of January. So that will give us an opportunity to re-enter into an interactive discussion at that time.
Okay.
All right. Commissioner Chercello?
Yes.
Commissioner Coyle?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Department head updates, Allison.
Thank you to all of those that attended the NHAC conference. It was a wonderful time. We will have pictures for all of those recipients in our new quarterly newsletter. Next year, it'll be the 50th anniversary. I was asked if I would co-chair with Hillary Schneid out of Sullivan County, the HR director there. And I will be looking for all sorts of assistance from our organization, as we are from every other county, for any ideas and opportunities to enhance, or just, you know, wherever it is, we'd love to have your input on it. So I'll be the delivery of that information back, and then we'll be able to sort through whatever it'll look like. But it will be up at, just so you know, for budget purposes, it will be back up at the Omni Mount Washington in Brentwood. So plan accordingly as you think about your budget for the next year.
And same weekend. So
yes,
as I understand it, the Association of Counties negotiated a multi-year term with the Mount Washington. So just for future planning, it's going to be that same weekend, this same weekend for the next couple of years, because it works out from the time perspective.
Then I'm just back in, just trying to catch up with everything. Thank you.
Chantel.
Good morning. Census at the nursing home is 134. At the assisted living, it is 48. We have no residents with COVID on either side of the house. We have one staff member that we actually anticipate will hopefully be back today, which would put us at 0. For general updates, don't have too many updates. The conference, I agree, was wonderful. I have a lot of takeaways and things I want to look into and follow up on. Continuing to just kind of look at our systems, processing, hiring, and kind of those pieces. The assisted living completed their mock survey last week, so great job to the team over there. There was a few items that we're going to follow up on, but a lot of positive feedback from that survey team about how happy the residents are and how much they speak highly of the staff, the facility, and the services provided. So that is always wonderful to hear. So great job to the team over there. Other than that, just kind of resettling in from a couple back-to-back conferences and lots of papers to sign.
Are we working on electronic signatures? That's the key to
One day.
one day, slowly and steadily.
All right, Chuck.
I'll also second as far as the comments and the conference being good. The sessions were good. As an officer, it's a little bit more of a working conference, but that's fine. It was still a good time to see some folks from different counties that I haven't seen for a while, and to meet and talk about, you know, issues that are important to all the 10 counties. Coas, I think, did a great job as being host county, and next year's going to be the 50th anniversary as the host county. Then after that, it'll be Grafton County. So it's pretty fitting that these 3 years that we're up there, the 2 counties, and, you know, the anniversary committee will be hosting. So I think it's fitting. So, and yes, definitely make sure that you account for departments in your budget, so. And we'll also try to coordinate better as far as making sure we have our tax-free, forms. Seems like there's always an issue with checking out at the front desk, that there's some issue with, them taking the taxes off, or beware of them trying to use whatever card was put down for incidentals. That's the one that they put the rest of your room charge on too. So just be worried when checking out. And for all you county individuals who are attending that have your county Amex cards, make sure that you have them with you as well. That helps. Just busy with the last bits of grant filing. The ERA2 was put on extension, so I'll have to wrap that up today. That's a little bit messier because demographics got all shifted around because of moving some of the admin expenses from ERA1 to ERA2, and then moving some of the tenant assistance from ERA2 to ERA1, the first influx of funding. Back in these, I think we first got it really was in March of 21. Yeah, March of 21. So busy with that. Just getting back to the routine of things like others back from the conference. Jason Henry and I and Kathy Stacy, we attended the post-selection brief that was held by DuPont Group just above their office last Friday. So we got some, interesting tidbits of as far as where the state might be heading for this, upcoming legislative year, we'll call it. So I'm sure that probably the three of us will be doing some quality time up in Concord, testifying both for and against bills that are important to the counties. Just overall, the usual this. Thank you.
Great. Layla.
Good morning. I have nothing new to report. Thank you.
Okay. Kathy Stacy.
Good morning. Nothing much to report. Obviously, we still have some of those crazy sales still going on. I do know that Representative Simpson from Exeter did speak last Friday, and it looks like she's going to be the House Minority Leader, which will be exciting to have somebody who's, from Rockingham County be doing that. Other than that, nothing to report. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy. Sheriff's Office.
Good morning. Just want to say that, I had a great time up at that conference. It was very beautiful up there. Got to see a lot of people that I haven't seen in a long time. That's really about it. And your county commissioners meeting is my retired major, Darren Melanson. So Darren, if you're listening, we'll meet you for coffee after the meeting at the nursing home. So, but Darren's home from Switzerland, and be to come up and see what's been going on since he's been gone. And that's it. Have a great day.
Great. Thank you, Chuck. Jude.
Good morning. Unfortunately, I was not able to attend the conference. I had a family crisis to deal with, but all's well here in facilities operations. We were in good hands with Rich Zabrowski while I was off. Nothing new to report at this time. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Superintendent Henry.
Good morning, everybody. Like I say, too, the conference was good. I got to see people in a while. I got to participate on the panel. I did enjoy the AI portion of the education piece I went on. I have a lot of ideas with that. I'm also sitting on a planning committee as well for next year with kind of an ad hoc person. So that's going to be a really good time for next year. We are currently sitting at 140 in-house. And beyond that, just trying to play catch up from being gone. So all I got. Thank you.
Great, thank you. I think that includes our department head updates. And we'll move into new business, old business. We have one item to discuss. I received a request from the Seabrook Police Department requesting money of $39,900 to purchase some detection equipment out of the opioid funds. We don't have a formal procedure, but we should discuss how we might handle any of these requests. I spoke with Superintendent Henry, and he mentioned that there is a process at the state level that is going to be put in place for smaller grants, but that hasn't been initiated yet. So I don't know how much money we have in our fund right at the moment, but I think we should discuss how we're planning on spending it. Or good, Commissioner Coyle.
Well, first, I think Chuck, let's hear from Chuck first.
So we do actually have a draft form. I think it's probably something for the bid commissioners to consider approving that could be used for requests. I think it was first set up really for internal Rockland County departments, but I mean, maybe it could be a possibility to, if the commissioners want to, as far as entertaining, requests from, municipalities or whatever.
So my only consideration is that we're on the precipice of some increased costs in terms of the new, community corrections programs, which are the community corrections programs specifically designed to deal with a lot of the challenges from the opioid crisis. So I kind of feel like we need to, and because the state has so much opioid abatement money, and there is a plan in place to for municipalities to apply directly to the state in a really efficient process. My feeling is, one, we should sort of slow down a little bit and say, listen, that we're not foreclosing you, but we don't have the infrastructure set up to, like, if we're going to open up opportunities to, we want to allow for subrecipients, then we need to we've got the start of that infrastructure there, but we need to complete it. We should open up a platform across all subrecipients and then evaluate them, similar to what we did with some of the program for some of the ARPA money so we put people on equal footing. And also, maybe get the opioid abatement committee back to say, listen, here are some of the anticipated costs for community corrections, things we want to, looking at some of the increased budgetary concern, constraints we're going to have. And here, if we can apply some of these that way, here's like a pool of money that we think we should allocate to some recipients before. So that's kind of how I feel about it. But
Commissioner Churchill.
Thank you. So 23 communities, municipalities actually got together for a lawsuit for these opioids. And basically, in Rockingham County being one of them. And basically, as the money has to flow through the state, there was a proposal for the people that were on the lawsuit to get a certain percentage because they spent money on the lawyers. Unfortunately, they only gave us 15%. I personally feel that the counties do a lot of the boots on the ground, type work for this stuff, but we should have gotten more. So we get 15% while the state gets the rest. And as our finance director basically mentioned to me, this is money that gets spent internally. And I believe that we can spend it internally. We have a sheriff's department, we have Department of Corrections with the new wing at the new building. That's where I think the money should be spent. Seabrook can easily go to the state. Like, as I mentioned, they're going to have the lion's share of this opioid money. Let them go to the state and ask, because the state's going to set the program up. They got to spend the money. So I personally, I get that they have a need. Unfortunately, I wouldn't support it. I would direct them to go to the state. And, I think that we open up Pandora's box here if we were to do this, because all the other communities will come after it. I think we can use it here, but that's my 2 cents.
Yeah, no, I would agree. I concur that we have plenty of need right here at the county for the amount of funds that we have. I'd like to be able to assist Seabrook in receiving the state money. Superintendent Henry, do you have any procedure or any person that this request could be forwarded to at this point that you're aware of, or do we have to wait for the state to make further arrangements?
Wait for the state to make further arrangements. What's happening right now is we put in our wrapping up our RFP to be put out for an entity to take about $5 million that's going to be given to them for smaller grants, up to $75,000. The reason being is it's easier for them to do it than the whole group of us because it's just too methodical and we can't get to it fast enough. So that's coming. Everything where state works. I would imagine late spring, early summer, that company will be up and running, and then they'll be putting out up to $75,000 worth of grants, and they'll be go in and out much quicker from that money. So that's my recommendation is just to hang tight. And when that is all said and done, I can let the commissioners know so it can be put out to our county that this is now up and running.
And that money will be available for all of the municipalities in Rockingham County at that point. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's open up for anybody that wants to put in for that meets one of the 14 criteria that is under the opioid abatement law that's out there. There's 14 criteria, so anybody can put in for it. That would be up to $75,000 for smaller projects. The larger projects, the committee kind of puts together which grants they want to put out. We've also had some presentations from some people that for larger ones, that's a little more. That's a different pathway. But these type of grants that are money they're looking for, that would be the pathway for them, and it gets out much quicker than we would have.
Okay, great.
Just
Commissioner Churchill.
don't mind. I'm just going to add on to the fact that too, there'll be a reporting requirement. So if you apply money from the state, they're going to want to know what you're using the money for, as superintendent had mentioned, and then you've got to fill out paperwork. So I don't think the county wants to go down that road. Dealing with that, it's just much easier keeping it in-house. I just wanted to add that there'll be a reporting component to it.
Okay, I will communicate these thoughts with Seabrook Police Department, let them know what the procedure is, and that we'll get in touch with them with more details when this the state program is set up. Okay, any other new business?
I just have a quick, I'm sorry. Yes, thank you very much. So, because I'm a creature of habit, I did start scanning some of the legislative bills up in Concord. There's 285 right now. That will grow pretty quickly. But of interest, there is one Representative Crees from Manchester is putting in a bill. I don't know the details, but it deals with non-competing clauses for nurses. So I think we had mentioned that here in one of the meetings. I think maybe that caught on and they realized that that has to be worked on. So I'll keep my eye on that one, but I think that that's good news.
Okay. No other new business. We will move on to public comment. Do we have any comments from the public? I'll start with Commissioner-elect Tom Chiricello. Tom Barello. Sorry about that.
He's got a few less
Steve, thank God at least you kept it Italian. If you'd have said Tom O'Reilly, I would have, at least stayed Italian. I don't have much. I'm actually playing catch up like everybody else. We had a great time up there, and it was pretty cool. The whole cave down there and the little lounge down there saying happy birthday to my wife. So we were pretty happy. And the next 2 years is back there again. So I consider that one of the most beautiful places on earth. So thrilled to be back there. So, but it was nice that Rockingham really received a lot of great awards. So everybody should be proud. Nice to be.
Did you see any ghosts, Tom?
Say that again?
Did you see any ghosts in the basement?
No ghosts, no, nothing. It's just a beautiful place.
Yeah.
And I did point out there is a spindle that's turned upside down. There's 25,000 spindles, and one of them is turned upside down, and I pointed it out to a few people. The owner of the original builder of that place said that nothing is perfect except for God, and he turned one of the spindles around, and we found it out on the porch.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Tom. Anybody else like to add anything to our meeting? Public comment? All right, seeing none, we will move into our non-public session.
Yeah. Do you know the amount of the payoff, Bobby?
Mute. Tom, mute. Never doesn't know.
All right.
Any of us.
Commissioner Coyle, would you make a motion?
To enter into non-public pursuant to 91A:3 regarding personnel matters.
Second. Commissioner Chercello?
Yes.
Commissioner Coyle?
Yes.
And I vote yes. We're in non-public. Thank you, everybody. Move into public. Hello, we're back from our non-public session, and Commissioner Coyle has a motion for us.
I move to seal the minutes on the, we had one non-public session. I move to seal those minutes indefinitely because of considerations of HIPAA.
Second. Any discussion? Commissioner Chercello?
Yes.
Commissioner Coyle?
Yes.
And I vote yes.
I move to adjourn.
Second.
Commissioner Coyle?
Yes.
Commissioner Chercello?
Yeah.
And I vote yes. We are adjourned.